The Continuous Pursuit of Parenting, Masterclass, Course 4, Incessant Parenting. Parenting is a continuous process. This is one job you cannot quit in between. That's why it is called a never-ending pursuit. Parenting is like riding a bicycle. You have seen people riding it, you have ridden it, and you might have taught someone to ride it. This is just like parenting. You have seen people doing it. At one point in your life, you start doing it, and later on, you teach someone to do it. We all speak passionately about the topic of parenting when asked about it. But do we really understand how parenting works? It is like a blind man drawing an elephant. People had heard about parenting and how parenting works from different sources, but all these different sources give contradictory information about the topic. So then how can we become incessant parents? One big heart and a very resolute mindset to succeed are what you need foremost for positive parenting. Raising kids is not an easy task. It could be one of the most challenging experiences you ever had because no one is an expert in child rearing. You learn things from experiences and by facing new situations. Knowing everything before you go into parenting is not at all possible. Textbook teachings and advice about parenting won't help us in the long run as a parent. They might help you when you start your parenting life. But the moment your child starts to walk and talk, everything that you learn from the textbooks will crumble like a house of cards. The best thing that you can do as parents is to look for ways to improve your parenting skills on the go. Develop an organized lifestyle and spend quality time with children. As the child grows from infancy to childhood to teenager, their attitude and behavior become more complex, confusing, challenging, and sometimes difficult to understand. We must constantly try to improve the way we deal with our children. It's all part of the parenting experience, and it tells us loud and clear that parents matter and their works are important in shaping a child into a well-developed, productive adult. The development of a child into an adult is a difficult process. Although the child doesn't realize it, parents are the ones who experience the difficulties of child development. When you're faced with such difficulties, don't get disheartened. Believe that you can make meaning from chaos. The little moments you spend with your child will give you an opportunity to learn something and make yourself better. Try to be affectionately strict and be involved in every aspect of your child's life. Sometimes you must keep away your priorities and sacrifice some things in your life to be with your children. Attachments and relationships are essential for everyone as man is a social being. John Bowlby, a British psychologist, psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, in his attachment theory advocates how children are born with a need for attachment and how they form strong bonds of attachment with their parents or caregivers. Such attachments at the early stage are said to influence children's social relations in the later stages of their life. So, it is essential that you must spend time and speak to your child every time you get a chance. And it is the first and foremost parenting skill that one should acquire. Listen to him or her properly. Ask as many questions as possible and also answer as many of them. Once we have set our mindset to be better parents, we should also consider the present day scenario and what is best for our child to succeed in today's society. The changing face of everything around us over the years is a reality that we must accept and embrace. And to make our children successful in this competitive world, we must enable them to be independent decision makers and teach them how to be honest and behave appropriately around other people. If you are able to prepare them for the real world out there, you can call yourself an exceptional parent. Remember that you are solely responsible for bringing up your child to be an exceptional individual. According to Hermann Hesse, German writer famous for his works like Siddhartha and Damien, everyone has a unique idea about their favorite gods and goddesses. For some people it is money, and for others it will be worldly pleasures, family, or other aspects of their life. For children, their favorite gods and goddesses should be parents. Don't let other bad influences from outside take over your child's mind. Children should find answers and solace from their parents. As parents, we must be the gods and goddesses who guide our children and shape their upbringing into perfection. Many don't realize that parenting skills are acquired skills. It is not something that we will get naturally. In order to win the ultimate parenting test, you have to keep on going and make use of chances at your hand to learn and improve yourself until you have stumbled upon the right parenting style and acquired the right set of parenting skills. We must not ignore their passion but nurture it till they achieve their goals. Give value to their struggles and occasionally offer your help, or at least congratulate them for their efforts. Do not try to compare them with your life, your profession and your abilities, because you must realize that they are another generation and they need to be treated differently. There is a movie named The Man Who Played God. The protagonist of the movie suddenly turns deaf. He really likes to talk to other people, but he was not able to do that since he couldn't understand the conversations of other people. With constant hard work and perseverance, he learned how to read the lips. This person was living in an apartment near a park. Many people used to come to the park all the time, and the protagonist of your story would look at them dumb with his binoculars and try to understand what they are talking about. By reading their lips, our protagonist would understand their problems and he would try to help them without them knowing about it. Although it's a fictional movie story, parents have a lot to learn from the protagonist of this movie. When raising your children, you should be able to understand their problems just by looking at them and reading their change in attitude and demeanor. We must consider our children as our works of art, and we must make them as perfect as possible by retouching and polishing their behaviors and attitudes regularly. Sit with them, talk to them, let them know that being emotional is normal, and teach them how to control those emotions. One managerial theory that we could apply to parenting is the grid model. The grid model, or the managerial grid model, is a leadership model developed by Robert R. Blake and Jane Newton. The major aim of the grid model is to make positive changes to the culture of an organization through unique and interesting learning approaches. Through the effective practice of the grid model, parents can change their existing leadership style and offer more effective behavior to their children. Parents could also address areas like conflict management, decision making and problem solving, time management, working as a team, communication, etc. using the grid model. There are a lot of strategies out there for us to use and become better at parenting. The real trick to becoming a perfect parent is to find those strategies appropriate for us and our children. Now it's time for tips. Parents should develop an organized lifestyle and spend quality time with children. Children are keen observers who are always learning from their parents. Once you become a parent, try to be more responsible in areas like health practices, habits, and also in how you deal with other people. Listening to your children or hearing them out is an essential skill in parenting. One of the main responsibilities of parent is to teach the child about right and wrong. Children must learn that rules are meant to be followed, and parents must teach them this through examples. Always try to see things from the child's perspective. Now it's time for an activity. Create a family portfolio where each member of the family, both parents and kids, could write down and stick pictures of their own achievements. Be young at heart and share these simple joys together. Thank you.